who was right. So while we're talking and looking at other people's work, here's what I need from you. Are you ready? I need your pencils down. I need your hands off the base 10 blocks. Okay? So while we're talking, we want to look at other people's work and think about that, and we need to be paying attention. So we want to not be playing with our base 10 blocks, and they're very fun to play with, but we want to think about this. So I want us to look at a couple of solutions. One of them's on my phone, so I'm going to pull up a picture for you. Okay? And I want you to look at it. Hopefully, this will work. Can y'all see that? All right, take a look at that for a second. Take a look at what they put up here on with their base 10 blocks. I want you to take a look. What do you see? I want you to talk to that partner you've been sitting with. First of all, does this show 54? And if so, what do you notice? What do you notice about this 54? Take a look at that.
No, it doesn't.
Turn and talk to your neighbor. Does this show 54?
It's short. It's short. She only has it's bigger than you. She does show 54.
It's on her.
Oh, is it going on?
She didn't have it. She didn't have it slideshow. So she used we did throw them away. So she goes like this. That one's bigger than bigger. Because
Okay, so let's look up here. You guys have talked to your group. First of all, who can tell me, is this 54? Who can tell me? What do you think?
I think that is not 54.
She thinks it's not 54. Tell me why.
Because she only had 4 tens and she only had 4 little ones.
Okay, so tell me your name, sweetie.
Daniela?
Daniela says she doesn't think this is 54 because there's only 4 tens and then some more ones. Do we agree with that?
No.
You don't agree with that? So what are you thinking, Case Carson? What are you thinking?
Because there could be 50 of those and maybe 4 more.
Oh, so how can we prove it? What can we do, y'all, to prove it? What do you think? Or, yeah, we got to see who's right, Daniela or Carson. So Carson is saying that he thinks it could be 54. So how can we prove if it's 54 or not? What we need to do? Remember, not playing with our blocks and our pencils are down. What can we do to these blocks to figure that out? What do you think? What did I see some of you back there doing? What are you guys doing in the back there to figure out if there's 54? What are you doing to all the blocks? You're making tens, but you're counting them, aren't you? Could we count them? Oh, turn and talk to your neighbor. How would you count all of these? Turn and talk. What would you do to count these?
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
What do you think? How would you count them? Isabella? How would you count them? Isabel, how would you count them?
I would count 10, 20, 30, 40.
Oh, so remember, we're looking at this model, though, right? So how would you count those? All right, so let's come back together. Isabel, could you tell us how we might count these? What were you saying?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Okay, so let's count by Isabel. She's going to count by tens. Are y'all going to count with me?
Yeah.
Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. Uh-oh. What do I do now?
Count.
What do you think? Yes, in the green. I don't remember your name, sweetie. With the vest on. Yes, you. I'm at 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. Now what should I do?
Count all the ones.
Count all the ones. What do y'all think? So I'm at 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So this is a total of 40. Now what should I do? What would come next? This would be 40 what? 41?
42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54.
Wow. Did we get 54?
Yes.
So how many tens do you see? How many tens do y'all see? Yeah, So there were 4 10s and how many 1s? How many 1s were there? I didn't count those by themselves. How many 1s were there? Do we need to go back and count them? What do you think? Yes, right here. Samuel, how many 1s are there?
14.
14. Right? Y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
So, we could count them. Let's do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put an X on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there really was 14. We want to be sure we prove it, right? So 4 10s and 14 1s, does that equal 54?
Yes.
What? I thought that Boone said it could only be 5 10s and 4 1s. What do you think? Turn and talk to your neighbor. Is he right, or did we prove him wrong?
No. He's wrong.
Y'all know what we proved?
There's actually more than 3 different
Okay, so let's in the bucket. I'm with you. Okay, so let's look back up here. Did we prove Buzz or Boone wrong? Or Buzz? Who was right?
Buzz.
Buzz said there was more than one way. Did we find more than one way?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at this. Look what this person wrote. 0 10s and 54 1s. Turn and talk to your table or your partner. Is that right?
Yeah.
And why is that right? How do we know that that's right?
They took away 0.
Okay, so is the 54 1s right?
Yes.
How do you know? How do you know it would be right? What would you have to do? So there were 54 little squares. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Or little cubes, these little ones right here. Because these are worth how much? 1. So back in the back, I was coming back to take a picture, but they'd already put it up. That counted. Those of you who counted out 54 1s, was it fun? They're like, yeah. Did it take a long time? Yeah. Which one's a little faster to count by? Definitely a little faster to count by 10. So I want to ask you two more questions. So I want you to look. If we said this was 54, I want you to see this solution that I saw out there. Okay? And I want you to tell me if this is 54. Are you ready? Hang on. 2 more. This is a solution I saw, and I've zoomed it in. Let me zoom it out. And they said this was 54, okay? And I'm going to put it in my 10s and 1s chart. And Miss Lovel's in the technology. Everything's always backwards. There we go. All right, so looking at that, I saw this solution out somewhere, and they said this is 54. Take a look at that. What do you think?
No.
Now, so I'm seeing some, that's not 54, but let me ask you this question to think about now. Why do you think they thought it was 54? How do you think they maybe counted it incorrectly and thought it was 54? Because maybe they did this one little thing. How could they have possibly thought that was 54? Try to talk to your neighbor. How could you think that was 54? What do you think? What do you think they did?
Because it's not 54 because they were
They counted, so if we said 10, 20, 30, I think they hit their other they get those other 2 tens from? Yeah, they would. But up there, what do you think they thought was a 10 that maybe wasn't? Oh, maybe. All right, so let's come back together. So is this 54?
No.
So this is 10. Let's count. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So it's 36. What do you think they did to have thought there was 2 more 10s with this? Did you think about that? What do you think?
I think they thought there was already 2 more on it.
Oh, they could have. Yeah. Do you think they might have thought there were 2 more 10s? But then, did they have the right number of 1s?
No.
So, keep going.
So there were. So I think they. I think those 2 ones they added to be the 10s. I think they thought they got mixed up by saying they thought those were the 10s.
Oh, does that happen sometimes when you're counting by 10s, y'all? Do you do this? Let's watch. Let's see if we make this error. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you think they did? Tell me your name, sweetheart.
Bennett.
What, Bennett? I already knew that. Bennett. What Bennett was thinking could have been their error? Do you think maybe they thought these were 10s or counted them as 10s? Maybe so. So that they thought those were 10s, that would have made them think those were 10s. But are those 10s?
No.
Oh, they're not 10s. There's only 1 there. There's 10. So let's look at, like here it is. This model here, last one we're going to look at, says she made this model. And let's look at over here what she drew. Y'all see that? You see these little lines in here? Turn and talk to your neighbor. Why do you think she drew these little lines in her
Trying to make
table?
it like this. Because she's trying to make it like this.
But why was
Because
she
she
do
was
that?
trying to make it like this.
Because there's no way she was doing that.
Just
So, maybe so. All right, so let's come back together. First of all, does she have 5 10s? Yeah, that maybe not, this one's a little, but that's okay. Miss Lovell draws like that. So, we have our 5 10s and our 4 1s for our 54, right? So, why do we think these little lines are in here? What do y'all think? What you thinking?
I'm thinking they did it so they could find out that it's 54 so they can memorize it.
Oh, you think they could memorize it? I like that word. Because they're looking at these as, what does this help us do? What's a 10 rod made of, everybody? 10 what?
What?
What are all those 10 rods you're holding in your hand? What are they made of? The little ones, right? How many little ones are in there? 10. They're just stuck together, aren't they? So this helps her see the 10 in there. Why do you think she didn't draw them here? What do you think? What do you think? Why didn't she draw 10 here? Yeah. Right. So maybe she's like me and got tired drawing all those lines, right? It's like it's 10, I get it. But this proves that there's 10 in each one, right? So who was right? Boom or Buzz? Boom said there's only one way, I think. And Buzz said there was a bunch of ways. Oh, so did we prove there was a bunch of ways?
Yes.
Yeah. Did every way, though, always equal 54? Did every way that we showed always equal 54? Interesting. How did we always prove that it was 54? Turn and tell your neighbor, how did you prove that it was 54? You did what? Say that one more time and say it a little bit louder. Thank you, Trent. That's one way. Okay, so let's come back together. Trenton, can you stand up? Trenton, can you tell everybody how we proved that all of those are 54?
We have to count them.
We have to count them. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
So, is there more than one way to count